Come on in. Come on in. Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. And please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video with at least one other person. And if you got questions about what we get into, then drop a comment down below in the comment section. All right. Now, we are doing some sneakerhead math. All right. Because I am a recovering sneakerhead. I say recovering because I don't go as hard as I used to go back in the day. And what I'm holding up here is a pair of Air Max 90s that unfortunately, well, I like these. I like these a lot, but I can't wear them. You know why I can't wear them? I can't wear them because of a phenomenon called hydrolysis. So if anybody ever studied chemistry, you probably learned about hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is when, like, the root word of hydrolysis is hydro, which is short for hydrogen. Hydrogen is one of the atoms that creates water, because of course a water molecule is H2O, which is two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, right? So similar to an algebra where if you got x to the first power, you don't got to write the one for the exponent, or if you got one for your coefficient and it's as in 1x, you don't need to write the one. So when with oxygen, with one atom of oxygen, you don't need to write the one as a subscript. Similar things, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, like it causes you to have a blowout. You know what I'm saying? A blowout meaning you could be walking and then your shoe just start to disintegrate underneath of your feet, you know? And I'm kind of salty about this because I only got to wear these like a few times. I got these, yeah, these are manufactured in like '07. I probably got them in like, I don't know, maybe '08 or something like that. But I had these for a minute. So these are manufactured in '07. It's 2025 right now as I record this video. So that is 18 years ago. This is an 18-year-old shoe. You only got to wear it a few times. This is something I would like. I would have like. I wanted to. I pulled these out of my basement, out of the collection. You know, where they was like stacked up with a whole bunch of other pairs of sneaks. And yeah, I wanted to pull these out for an Air Max day because I know I was going to be the only person with these on. This would have been exclusive. It would have definitely been exclusive. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. The other one you could tell even worse, right? So check this out. See, I did try to wear these not too long ago. Look at that. Oh, that's ugly right there. Yeah, yeah. See what happened? I was just walking, minding my business. Oh, look at that. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened. That's why they say wear your shoes. Stop trying to be cool. Stop trying to be cool and stack your shoes up and just collect shoes, have a bunch of shoes to show and wear. You know what I'm saying? I should have wore these, you know? But anyway, I've compiled a bunch of mathematical exercises that we can do that involve sneakers, right? Today, one of those exercises is we're going to convert the US size to the European size or the Euro size. Now, the tag tells us that a US size 12 is a Euro 46, is a 46 in Euro size. But, you know, one of the benefits of being able to utilize mathematics and algebra is for verification. We can verify that this is true. And it's also a good way to practice our math skills. So it's a 3-step process. And actually, I could have consolidated this into one step, but I decided to disaggregate or break it out into 3 steps. So it's a 3-step process. So the first step is we're going to calculate through the use of a formula the foot length of a person that wears a size 12 in inches, right? That's the British imperial system. Or the what in the West, well, in the United States, we use the British imperial system: inches, feet, yards, all that, right? Second step is this: we're gonna convert the foot length in inches to the metric system, to centimeters. Third and final step. Then we're gonna take the centimeters, we're gonna throw them into another formula, right? Where we find the European size. All right, and then we're gonna be done. So check this out. Step 1. What is the formula for foot length in inches? What is the formula for foot length in inches? The formula for foot length in inches is as follows. So number 1, I'm gonna write FL for foot length, which is the US shoe size. I wrote a Z instead of an S, my bad. I'm tripping. So US size plus the number 22. That's a constant, the number 22, divided by the number 3. All right, so what's that going to look like? So if you're dealing with, so if you wear a size 12 shoe, and you could do this like with your shoe size too, right? Whatever size shoe you wear, right? So the size we're using is a 12, right? So we're going to replace this with a 12. So we're going to do 12 plus 22 divided by 3, right? So 12 plus 22, that's 34. 34 divided by 3 is, I think I did this already. Yeah, 11.33. Because 34 divided by 3, if you use the partial quotients method, which is some of the common core math that people don't like, I like it a lot. I didn't like it at first, but once I realized how to do it and how much sense it made and the benefit of knowing different strategies for being able to divide, multiply, subtract, and add and all that, I liked it. I started to like it. So partial quotients, if you do 34 divided by 3, you could break the 34 up into 33 plus 1, do 33 divided by, basically divide each of those numbers by 3. You get a part of the total quotient. You get a part of the total quotient. And then you put those parts together. That's why it's called partial quotients. So 33 divided by 3 is 11, right? And then you got the 1 left over. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3, or 0.33. So 34 divided by 3 is 11.33. So what this means is that a person that wears a size 12 shoe, if that's their appropriate shoe size, their foot is approximately, it's not an exact science. Approximately 11.33 inches. All right. So that's step 1. Now, what's step 2? I told you step 2 is we're going to convert the foot length from inches to centimeters, because European size takes into consideration or includes centimeters, because in Europe, the measurement system is the metric system. So that should make sense, right? Because in Europe, they're not using inches and feet and yards, right? Not as their primary measurement system. So let's do that. Let's convert. Now, how do you convert from inches to centimeters? So you need a proportion, right? You got to know some conversion factors. So you got to know that 2.54 centimeters is equivalent to 1 inch. So this fraction right here is equivalent to 1, because this length is the same value as this length. This length is the same value as this length. All right, 2.54 centimeters is equivalent to 1 inch. So then this is our ratio. We set up another ratio, which creates a proportion, right? And we want to make sure we're proportionate and not disproportionate, like how I like the way resources are allocated in a lot of communities, right? Especially where they're poor, working class, and Black people especially, and other minorities, right, in the United States. So we want to be proportionate, not disproportionate. So I got centimeters on top, inches on the bottom. Centimeters on top, inches on the bottom. I know that the amount of inches I'm dealing with is 11.33. So I'm going to put that on the bottom, just like the inches. The 1 inch is on the bottom. So 11.33 goes on the bottom. I'm trying to figure out how many centimeters it is. So that means I'm going to just let's use F for foot length, right? I'm going to have a variable up here. Now, what I like to do in this situation is use what I call the Malcolm X method, where I go into X formation, right, and do my multiplication. So I do 2.54 times 11.33. I'm going to do 1 inch times F, and then each of those products is going to go on opposite sides of the equal sign. So 2.54 times 11.33, that is 28.79. I did the work on my paper already. So I got 28.79, bring the equal sign down, is equal to F. So what does that mean? 28.79 centimeters. So 11.33 inches is equal to 28.79 centimeters. So that means that a person that wears a size 12 shoe, their foot length is approximately 28.79 centimeters. This is pretty close to 29. So their foot length is approximately 29 centimeters. Let me see something, because that might already be on the, yeah. So actually, and on this tag, it says that the centimeters are 30 centimeters. So it's like, it's not, like I said, it's not an exact science. It's not an exact science, right? But we're this is approximate right now. So let's see if we get, what does this say? 46, right? It says that that's the size 46 in euros, right? So let's do step 3. Step 3, the formula for European size is this. It's equal to foot length in centimeters plus 1.5. That's a constant. All right, we put that in a grouping symbol, right? I'm gonna use brackets instead of parentheses. I could use parentheses, but I'm gonna just go ahead and use brackets. And then we take this sum right here, and we're gonna multiply it by 1.5. Now, anybody watching this video talking about this too much or why we gotta do all this? Well, first of all, you don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to do anything, right? But I'll tell you why this will benefit you. It benefits you because you get to practice math skills. If you practice math skills, you may become proficient in math. If you become proficient in math, then you will also have, by default, critical thinking skills, which is something that every responsible human being needs to have. Critical thinking skills. You will also have analytical reasoning skills, which is also something that every responsible human being needs to have. Now, if you're a person that doesn't want to be a responsible human being, then this ain't even the YouTube channel for you. You need to go to another channel and be looking at some other stuff, right? And there's plenty of content on YouTube for people that don't want to be responsible human beings. Have at it, for real, right? So I just want to put that out there, right? So also, third, I gave you two benefits. The third benefit would be you develop your problem solving ability. And as human beings, we will have problems inevitably, right? Life is not going to be perfect, but life is even worse if you have problems and you don't know how to identify and then solve those problems. Doing mathematics helps you to develop problem solving skills. Because look at this. This is a problem. We are solving a problem. Our problem is that we're going to convert the US size to Euro size. That is a problem. So we're going through a step-by-step process of solving the problem. Just like you will solve a problem with one of your friends, one of your significant others, a supervisor at your job, somebody in your neighborhood, right? A family member, whoever. There is a method to solving problems. And this is great practice for that. So if you want to know how to solve problems, do as much math as you possibly can. A lot of people don't like to solve problems. They just want to ask ChatGPT, just want to ask a computer, ask somebody else to do it for them. They never learn the skill. They never develop the skill of problem solving. It's really very sad, actually. So I just wanted to put that out there just in case you was wondering, why are we doing this? All right. So anyway, all right, foot length is 28.79. So I'm going to replace that. Now, the foot length in the Euro formula is going to be in centimeters, not inches, centimeters. All right. And then we do plus 1.5. Keep that in the brackets, and we're going to multiply that by 1.5. That sum by 1.5. All right. Now, when we do that, this sum is going to be equal to 30.29. And then we're going to multiply that by 1.5. That's going to equal 45.43, right? And then, so that's 45.43. Now, normally, following mathematical rules, we will round down because 0.4 is less than 5. We round this down to 45. But in this situation, we should round up because you want there to be more space in the shoe, right, than less, right? Because you might need that 0.43. So to account for that, we're just going to round up to 46. So what have we done? We have verified that the information on the shoe tag, on the tongue of the shoe, right, on this old pair of Air Max 90s, right, that's suffering from hydrolysis, right? So hydrolysis is like when the water molecules basically get caught up in like the rubber and the polyurethane or whatever material it is. I gotta do some more research on hydrolysis, but it's kind of embarrassing actually, because actually it's been a couple of times where I was really outside, like really like, you know what I mean? I thought I was fly, and like I had a blowout, you know what I'm saying? Like not with these, but like one time I had on a pair of Carmine 6s, and like that could have been an ugly situation, because actually that was like the first time I was about to meet my ex-wife's boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? And that really could have been embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? I was out in the vet doing my thing, and I had my Carmine sixes on. They was fresh out the box. I had never worn them before. They was like, had been in the box for like 15 years. You know what I mean? I'm out thinking I'm fly. Then I'm like looking down. I'm seeing all this like powdery substance on the ground underneath my shoes. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I was like supposed to meet homeboy, and I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not too cool to be. You know what I'm saying? I would have been embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I would have been embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I mean, I need to meet him. He'd be around my son. You know what I'm saying? I need to, I need to meet homeboy, right? But it was cool. I met him at another time. But but yeah, but but yeah, hydrolysis, and I know some people out there that had that experience. Like if you've been collecting sneaks and you've been wearing sneakers for a long time, this probably happened to you. Another time I was in New York at a conference. I was at a NAM conference in Brooklyn, National Association of Mathematicians. It was at Medgar Evers College. Rest in peace to the ancestor Medgar Evers too. If you're not familiar with Medgar Evers, look him up, right? Thorough brother from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, did a lot of work to find information on Emmett Till and Emmett Till's assassination and his lynching and whatnot. He was an NAACP field secretary, Medgar Evers, and there's a college in Brooklyn named after him, Medgar Evers College. It's a historically black college named after Medgar Evers, and I was there. You know what I'm saying? I had on my Oreo sixes. It's something about them Jordan sixes, man. Like, but anyway, I had my Oreo sixes on, which I like a lot. I wish I could find another pair. I hope Nike re-released them, because I'm a grab. But yeah, man, that was rough, because you know, I was in Brooklyn for 2 days, and I had to like walk, like I was like tiptoeing around, because I didn't want to put too much pressure, you know what I'm saying, on the shoes. So like, you know what I mean? But yeah, what we've done is we have verified that, back to the point, right? We have verified that a size 12 shoe is in fact equivalent to a size 46 in euros. So, just, a way to practice some basic math. If you're a parent watching this and you buy shoes for your children, have them do these calculations. Say, look, you know what? Look at the tag. It says you wear a size 12, or you might wear a size 8 or a size 7 or whatever. What's the euro size? You know what? The tag says this. Let's verify that the tag is right. Let's see how they came up with that, right? Let's see how they came up with that, right? So I'm all about meeting people where they are, instead of teaching math in an abstract way like I used to do 20 years ago when I was first beginning my teaching career and I didn't really know no better. I much more prefer to meet people where they are and create math content based on something that they care about. So if you care about sneaks, cool. We can practice algebra involving activities around sneakers. And like I said, I got this is only one exercise, right? I got about 7 or 8 more exercises you can do with any pair of sneaks. Dealing with the sneaker box, dealing with manufacturing dates, dealing with different types of things. The manufacturing location, like what city the shoe was manufactured in. I got some ideas. I'll be getting creative with this stuff. But at any rate, that's it for today. But again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure if you got any questions or comments about anything that happened, or discussed, or if you want to like clown and laugh at my pain because I had a blowout. You know what I'm saying? When I was out in public before, with my Carmine sixes before. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. It's cool. Go ahead, Joe. Put that in the comments. But yeah. Share this video with somebody. Like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Did I forget anything? I don't think I did. I think that was it. All right. Well, I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.